for sure. And I love different sounds. You know, I try to stress to people, I mean, guitar, to me, it's just one sound out of so many. You know, I mean, the woodwinds, brass, and strings and percussion of the orchestra, not to mention these, you know, modern synth sounds, are all equally as appealing to me. You know, I love all that stuff. And, you know, back in the 90s, you know, like with that orchestral suite, the sounds were nothing like the quality that we have available today. You know, like my release I'm working on right now. I mean, it's just like, wow, man, I wish I had this back in the 90s. But anyway, but yeah, absolutely, I was approaching that with the more neoclassical mindset for Mind Over Matter. Yep. So I have, you know, speaking of which, you know, the two styles is, you know, I suppose, you know, people may see me as this dual style guy. There's this neoclassical side to me, and then there's this futuristic. I like to think of it as futuristic, not just modern, but really kind of pushing the envelope with the fresh sounding progressive stuff, you know. And, you know, on my desktop here, on my dock, you know, like I said, I've got 7 albums right here, and some of which are modern and some of which are very neo-romantic, you know, rich in romanticism, the harmony and melodic and virtuosic styles of the Romantic era. So, but yeah, I've got a mixture, and I've always loved balancing those two styles too. You know, I go knee deep in an album in like a neoclassical style, and then I kind of get burnt out a little bit, and then I explore more modern aspects, and an album comes out of that. So, you know, but anyway, yeah.
Your Venomous Fingers is one of my favorites of yours. I knew that came out on Lion Records. Did you switch from Barney to Lion for any specific reason?
No specific reason. You know, everything was going great with Barney. He, you know, like I said, I love Mike Barney, you know, for the person he is and what he did for me and all the rest of the guitar community and the guitarists that were on his label. He's an amazing person to, you know, bring to the forefront. You know, he's phenomenal players, you know, for sure. And he's a great person, a lot of fun to be around, you know. And he was calling me all the time to play on this guy's album, play on that guy's album. And I appreciate it, and I'm extremely grateful for it, you know. So there was no big falling out or anything. So I just spread my wings, so to speak. And, you know, I was talking to Lass, and, you know, we struck up a deal, and I went with it. It's really as simple as that. There was no, you know, nothing bad happened. So.
Well, that's always good. After then as Fingers, you had The Dawn of Time, Planetary Alignment before then, and the Astral Projections. Did you corner out, you're going to do this kind of progression or sound on this album, you're going to do it on the next one, or did you just whatever came to your mind, you just did them on these 3 albums?
Yeah, I this is kind of whatever came to my mind. I still have this album, and I might not release it as the title, but I announced years ago on my website, and I've learned not to do this now from that. But I had this album, The Extinction of Man, you know, real huge epic album. I mean, you know, 75 minutes or maybe 77 minutes, however long the CD is. It was just packed, okay? And it's very neoclassical, neo-romantic to be specific, you know, but neoclassical in a general sense. And then I got sidetracked and started, you know, I'm always writing, man. It's like that's what really just fuels me is the creation process. So then I started writing some other material and just decided to just release that instead. And, you know, I have so much material, it's crazy. And right now it's, I don't want to say racing to, you know, I'm not dying or anything. So, but, you know, I'm putting forth a good effort here to release the material I have, you know. So I was a little disenchanted with the music industry years back. And I sort of had this attitude like, well, I'm not in any hurry. You know, people are going to steal my music. And, you know, imagine just somebody coming and taking your paycheck every week. So I was a little disenchanted with that. But I love, you know, the people that listen to my music and support me. You know, I have to say, actually, too, even if they don't get my material legally, it's still, I appreciate the fact that it moved them to some respect to go out and somehow, you know, get my music to listen to it, you know. So, but anyway, yeah. So, I hope that answers your question. But
oh, yeah, it does. It does answer my question. Going back to going into groups and all that, I remember when Ring of Fire was putting out some music, you laid down the tracks for it, and then something happened. I read that you couldn't. There was some visa issues.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Yeah, great bunch of guys, you know. So Vitaly and I, we did an album, as you might know, Extreme Measures. You know, again, it was one of those albums. Mike called me, but yeah, we'll get George to do it. And Vitaly and I got together and actually recorded that in my condo. And you know, we just totally hit it off with Vitaly and I. You know, had a great time, and our playing just sort of really gelled together, and we just worked out really well. And a few years later, Vitaly and Mark Bowles gave me a call. You know, I guess they were, you know, looking to do something. And there was something where Tony McAlpine was being considered, and they called me, and it just worked out. Yeah. So, you know, they came out to Chicago, and we wrote and recorded for a week or two or something like that. And so it worked out great. And then we flew back to California for some rehearsals and recording drums and other stuff. And but anyway, then I had an issue. This was right after like 9/11, and so I had a problem with my passport. I mean, everything was cool, but I just could not get my visa in time. So I don't know if it was the delay was due to the you know the whole 9/11 event or not, but I could not get it in time. So I couldn't make it out there. So that's when they went ahead and got Tony, and he filled in my shoes. Yeah. So. And that's cool, you know. It's awesome. Mark and I are cool. Vitaly, everybody's cool, and yeah. So I just went on, and it's cool. I mean, I really enjoyed writing my own music, man. So,
yes, I can imagine with all of what entails of you doing an album and doing music with everything that you do with it. Tell me about your guitar rig. What are you recording with? What kind of
Oh man, you want me to give out my secrets, huh?
Well, whatever you want me to tell me. I mean, just endorsements, you know, just something that's whatever you want.
Yeah, that's cool. No, I buy everything. Everything that I have, I buy. So you know,
you have no endorsements.
Yeah, I do some strings and stuff, but
okay, but
no,
nothing major.
Yeah, no, I'm really just, you know, man, you know, what I play, I bought. Absolutely. So, you know, endorsements, I mean, it's cool if a company wants to get behind you and stuff, but I really don't have any interest. But I have, I'm a big Strat and Gibson guy. Mm-hmm. And one of my favorite guitars currently is this 57 reissue Aztec Gold Strat. And it's completely stock, old 57 pickups, totally low power, amazing sounding pickups, man. Okay, tiny frets, smallest frets you can get. Everybody's like, man, George must have these big frets. No, I got the smallest frets you can get, man. And very weak pickups. I love the guitar. It's one of my favorites. Not all my guitars are equipped with that the stock setup like this Gold Strat. You know, I've got the Marzials and Seymour Duncans and some bigger frets than other guitars, but no scalloping, none of that business, or no huge frets, man. Gibsons, my Gibsons do have a little bit bigger frets, but you know, really for the past couple of decades, my main guitars have been the Stratocasters. But anyway, you know, Strat and Lady, like I said, a completely stock 57 reissue Strat. Mm-hmm. Going into TS9 Tube Screamer, and then straight into I've done an assortment of Marshalls, and one of my favorites is an old 76 Mark II, and that was the one actually you heard first on Mind Over Matter, and you know, then other albums after that. But so out of that, I run into really nice Focusrite Mic 3, a Red Series is one of my favorites. I like the leads. The Focusrite stuff. And I go straight into some high-end Apogee converters and straight into an RME card. So there's some plugs for these companies that I back. I paid for them, you know, with my own cash, man. But some great stuff for sure, you know. And that's it. Pretty simple, man. Yeah.
Yeah, you're smart, not want anyone telling you what to own, telling them what to do.
Yeah.
That's the smart thing to do. But a lot of these young musicians are seeking out endorsements because they think they're going to get, you know,
free stuff.
Yeah, they're going to get free stuff when it's not.
Yeah. I mean, if I find something that I need and that I want, you know, I usually get it. I mean, perhaps maybe I should be out, hustling and talking to these companies and getting free stuff. All right, nothing like free stuff in this world. But I'm fine, man. I am totally good with what I have, so I can write and play music in ways that I never dreamed about when I was 7 years old. And that, to me, is the most important thing. I don't care what equipment you have, man, but it's in your mind and it's in your fingers. Those two things are the most important, okay? Despite any equipment you have, doesn't matter how great your sample library is or your amp, okay? If it's not in your mind, that musical depth, the profound depth of musicality, or the technical skills within your fingers and your muscles, all the equipment in the world isn't going to do anything. So,
absolutely.
But I mean, you should have nice equipment, So if I, definitely want some nice sound. So I'm not saying go out and buy some, whatever, some cheap equipment. But so anyway, yeah, pretty cool setup.
Well, that's good, Mike. I know we're running out of time, but my last couple questions. I know your guitar lessons are very important to you. That's like the forefront of your website. Do you have a lot of students that you take a lot of Skype lessons with, and is that something you enjoy helping people with? And my other question would be, what's the rest of 2017, early 2018 have in store for you?
Okay, yeah, cool, great questions. First of all, the answer to your first question is tremendously. I enjoy helping people out and sharing the gift of music to aspiring musicians, or if it's aspiring or advanced musicians. I have an extreme passion for that. Okay, I not only am passionate, but I'm extremely enthusiastic. I very much look forward to it. Okay, so I love teaching, and yes, Skype lessons are something I should have done a long time ago. So. As soon as I advertised, I announced the Skype lessons, it took off for me, and that's been going extremely well. I don't do any, I've got to pay my bills just like everybody else.
Sure.
But I don't play music because of some financial gain. My motive isn't about money at all, okay? So, and I gotta be able to pay my bills, like I said, and buy the nice equipment that I have. But besides that, I have an extreme passion not only for music and composing and playing guitar, but for helping people. Okay, from beginners to intermediate to advanced students. Okay, a lot of the lessons online, a lot of my students have had shown significant interest in composition. I remember Tom Hess, in fact, back in the 90s, he took lessons for, I don't remember exactly how long, but for some years. And like him, other people, they have this interest in just like, man, I want to learn how you write like that. I remember, Rusty Cooling calling me on the phone like years ago. It's like, man, how do you write like that? And I'm like, I don't know, man. I have no idea. I just write like that. But, great players, man. Great players.
Rusty's a good friend of mine and Tony.
Yeah, so much respect to all these guys,
Yeah.
So I'm like that guy writing all this weird-ass music. I don't know, it's just, I just do what I do, and I just, I don't know, man. I don't really know. I could tell you, what I use, like the compositional aspects, but how I put it all together, the notes and the places that I think are the right places, I don't know, man. It's just the creative side of my mind, and yep. So, and I love sharing that with people, and like I said, primarily the Skype-based lessons. Most people have had significant interest in, composition, and to me that's awesome because, like I said, I've taught thousands of guitar players throughout my life, and there's this, in my opinion, this overly focus on the sheer physical mechanics of the instrument. A lot of great players, and to me, that's just, it's just a small portion of of musical depth, So, but it's great to see. Yeah, I'm glad to see the interest in composition, So, so anyway, so what's in store? Well, more music. Okay, so like I said, I was a little disenchanted with the music industry, but I have an enormous amount of music that I'm sitting on right now, and I've been working very hard actually this past in 2017 to get a release out there. So I've been focused on the orchestration of that, writing some subordinate lines to what's already there. Okay, so the first and foremost thing is the writing. Okay, so you know, if you don't have, you know, melodic line, in my opinion,